Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessy Tentoo and I'm sick again. I'm sorry. I'm sick again. I don't know what happened. My throat is hurting. I can't hear on this ear and but I feel fit enough to record a video and I thought I have to do it today because maybe tomorrow I am too sick. Just a little disclaimer, that's why I'm tired and weird. As you have probably seen from the title, the topic today is Eugenia and the petition that I promoted. And as you can probably see too, I have a little part 1 in the title. This series will be focusing on biases for viewers, for creators, and how it can change things. And I will call out some drama and commentary channels, me included. I don't want to exclude myself. That is why I make this video today, because I came to the realization I was very biased, and I privated my first Eugenia video because I changed my mind, and I will explain to you why and show you the reason why I came to this conclusion. And in the end, I will explain more about the next parts of this series. So let's jump right in. A few months ago, I promoted a petition to temporarily remove Eugenia from social media with the intent that when she's off of social media, she would go again and get help, go to therapy, because after her hiatus 2 years ago now, I think, she was better, and when she started to come back to social media, she got worse again. I still do think it would be beneficial for her to get off of social media, but the way we try to pressure her, I think, is wrong. I was very biased, and that's unfair to Eugenia and to you, because I feel bad. I feel I didn't do my due diligence in thinking more critically about the whole situation and the information I got presented, and I just gave it on to you, and I feel bad. That's why I privated my first video about her and want to set things straight. I don't think this petition is a good idea. First of all, we would allow YouTube to make decisions about content creators who is healthy enough and who is not. Because yes, Eugenia is, at the first glance, you can see that she has an ED, absolutely. But is it fair from us to force her to go off of social media? Is it fair to pressure those social media platforms to take this responsibility that they don't have, in my opinion? And before anyone starts with, oh, Jacqueline Glenn, I love her. Still, I do believe her because she has a pretty unique insight to Eugenia's private life, because they were friends in private. And I still think Jacqueline made a good decision, and she tried to help her friend. And I do believe what Jacqueline said about Eugenia and her family. But we don't know this. We took Jacqueline's accounts as facts because we like Jacqueline. And I, as I said, still believe what Jacqueline said, but I am biased. I like Jacqueline. She said that. It's technically still just hearsay from yours and my perspective. Jacqueline knows more, and the friends that know Eugenia in private, but I don't know, and most of you probably don't know. We took what she and others said as a fact because we liked them, because we could see that Eugenia has an ED, obviously, and we didn't question. I think it's unfair for us to say, Jacqueline said that, I like Jacqueline, therefore fact. I think at the base of all of this, you look at Eugenia and you know she has an ED. And everyone has a
reason or a picture in their mind of why people get certain mental health conditions. And for many people, it is that maybe something with the family life. And when then someone close to that person says, hey, her mom is abusive, it fits into the picture people have. It makes sense. Yeah, that's why she has the ED. And everyone ran with it and took it just as a fact. And it got so often repeated that no one ever questioned it. Is her mom controlling because of the ED? Or has she the ED because her mom is controlling? And where does the whole abusive thing come from? It's very convoluted, and I think we missed a point to say, okay, but what do we know for a fact? What is hearsay? What are witness accounts, in air quotes, and what are things we know? Because from the perspective what we know, there isn't much.
Even under the presumption that Jacqueline is completely right in all of this, again, 5150 her was, from her perspective, emotionally speaking, a good decision. Absolutely. But I still think this petition is wrong, because I don't want YouTube to have that power. No mental health professional would go and deactivate their clients' or patients' social media accounts. They would suggest, they would say, hey, that might be a good idea. But the way we try to force our idea what Eugenia needs upon her is unfair. If we take everything we know as a fact, that is just that Eugenia has an ED, that she is sick, and that her content won't justify her channel getting deleted or deactivated. She isn't doing anything wrong. And I know there are many people that disagree. Belle Aubrey, for example, is one of them, because I was a fan of hers and I took in her videos without much questioning, especially in the beginning. And she painted this narrative about Eugenia doing pro-Anna or thinspo content and basically willingly triggering young kids in her audience, and everything she does is just thinspo behind a facade of YouTube content. And no, I watched Belle Aubrey's last videos on Eugenia and I was shocked at how biased and how in denial she basically was. And I will go really deep into this in the next part of the series, because Belle is one of the biggest of the Eugenia Cooney situation, and I don't like where the things went, and I don't like that I spotted it earlier. But all of Belle's evidence are out of context clips and are really positive captions on videos, like,
oh, other people's opinion about you isn't important, you just have to love and care for yourself.
Which is a nice caption, but she turned it around and said, no, it's just implying that people that tell you, hey, you need help, you're sick, they are lying, only your perception, blah, blah, blah. And she spun it around enough to make sense and on the border of getting sus about it. And it's wrong. Every proof of Eugenia body checking and thinspo is more circumstantial than real evidence. Again, I will go deeper into this in the next part. But even if Eugenia is body checking, it is a symptom of her disorder. Why do we push so much responsibility onto her when we don't do this with other mental health issues? There are creators online that have severe BPD, and when they talk about it and their triggers and they cry on stream, no one says anything. I have never been called out and said, hey, Jessy, you have these scars here. You're triggering potential younger people to cut themselves. And if someone would say that to me, I would say, I am not responsible. I don't tell people to do any self-harm. Just me showing a part of my body that has evidence of certain actions is not my problem if that triggers you. I have the choice to maybe wear clothing that you can see it or anything, but I also have the right to say, I'm sorry, but then don't watch my videos. Why does Eugenia not have this choice? She never got the opportunity from people to say, it's not my responsibility. And every time she says that, people call her out for it. Eugenia never promotes actively anything. She doesn't tell people to stop eating. She is not obligated to tell you what exactly is her problem. For me with BPD, yes, I talk very open about it, and that's my decision. I don't have to. I am allowed, if someone notices my scars and asks me about it, I am allowed to say it's nothing. Nothing happened. I am allowed to deny that because it's a private situation, and she's allowed to tell people when they say they get triggered or,
hey, we're so worried about you, please go and eat something.
She's allowed to say, I am okay. That doesn't mean that she is saying the way I look at this moment, how thin I am, is okay. It just means I am fine, I am okay, I don't want to talk about it. Why do we take away this right from her, which everyone else has? She maybe uses YouTube as her one hobby that brings her joy, that gives her the strength to hold on to something. If this whole thing would have been successful and all her accounts got deactivated, what if we would have taken away her one thing to connect to the world, her one thing to give her a reason in the morning to get up and do something and work on her? Because we don't know if she's completely denying. We don't know if she's completely denying or if she's actively working behind the scenes. You don't know and I don't know. Because taking away her one hobby, her one reason to get up in the morning could be detrimental to her. And even if she would stand there in the morning and doesn't have any social media anymore, as I said, either could end very, very badly, or that doesn't mean that she will go to therapy because of it. Because if she's not at that point right now, she won't go. YouTube for her is not exploiting her mental health disorder as some people paint it. And even if, you know what? People that make their content, when I would start making videos educating people about BPD and talk about my triggers and how I only talk about my mental health issue, I am technically exploiting it for profit too. No one would say anything. Eugenia's content has nothing to do with her ED. She wears outfits, she makes cosplay and makeup, and she's allowed to. The way she presents this content sometimes is weird, and maybe she is body checking. It's a symptom and she's allowed to. She's not actively promoting anything. Yes, her young audience might get triggered, but that's not her problem. There will always be people that get triggered by things that you and I can't even imagine. Just recently watched a documentary about a girl who got an ED because she was obsessed with these health fitness Instagrammers, and she would only eat healthy stuff and in the end didn't eat anything, although the people she was following promoted a really healthy lifestyle. Everything can trigger you. When Demi Lovato got triggered in this froyo shop, everyone said, hey, it's your responsibility. If you're triggered by something, click away. If you are under 18, your parents have the responsibility to check what you are watching. You can't click not interested in YouTube, and if it doesn't work, that's YouTube's problem and not Eugenia's. I know that there's this argument saying that kids, some kids maybe don't have parents that are at home and can always check on them, but that's not Eugenia's fault. If you are triggered by her, don't watch her content. It's as easy as that. And I know that's hard. I get sometimes with my BPD triggered by the most random things. I would never go online and talk to a YouTuber I like and write a comment and say, hey, because of you, I started self-harming again. Why would I do this? Why would I place that responsibility on another human? It's my disorder. It's my responsibility. I told my boyfriend from the beginning, we are a couple and we will fight as a couple like every other couple out there. If I, after a fight, sit down and harm myself, it has nothing to do with you, because I don't want my boyfriend to treat me differently. It's my sickness. It's my condition. And when there is a symptom, no one is at fault besides maybe me. I don't understand where this caring and protecting Eugenia switched into blaming her for everything. If people really are so worried about her, why do you think it would help her to hear every day,
oh, if there are kids dying, if a kid is starving themselves, it's your fault?
Do you know what that does to a person's mind? We are not helping the way we treated her the last few months. We make it worse. And the whole situation about her mom being abusive or maybe not, we don't know. Is there a possibility? Of course, there's always. But there are conspiracy theories perpetuated by these commentary channels that are mind-blowing to me. And Belle Aubrey is a glorious example for biased caring for a person and not noticing. And I think her biases made her really blame Eugenia in the end. And before I jump into the what is the series part, Eugenia, I doubt you will ever see this, but I'm sorry. I think the community did you wrong, me included. I wish you all the best. I still hold some of the beliefs, but the way everyone went about this was completely wrong, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to all of you, because I feel like I got so much positive feedback from people saying they didn't know about the situation, and I feel bad because I feel like I lied to you, which I didn't, because there was no intent. I just didn't question enough at the time, but I feel I did wrong, and that's why I'm doing this. To close this off, I want to explain to you a little bit about the series that is going on. And in the next video, I will talk about Belle and how she twisted the narrative. And I'm pretty sure most, if not all of it, was unconsciously. Would never claim that she did that out of malice, but I think she was very reckless with the way she handled this, because I think as a content creator you have a certain responsibility. I missed that in my first video about Eugenia too. That's why I'm making this. I was reckless too, and she has gone so far in it. She's made 12 videos about Eugenia, and you see the aggression going higher. She by now is using really conspiracy theory level reasoning for all of it, and I want to call it out, and I want to just show you how easy it is to get lost in it, because I did, and many of you maybe did too. And in the third part, I want to call out some drama and commentary channels mixed with people I like. I don't like to be as unbiased as possible, and to show you their examples where they spun a narrative, where they twisted situations, where they were very biased, and just show you explanations of various creators so you can maybe spot it for yourself, because I still like watching drama channels. And the whole definition, drama and commentary, it's not that big of a deal for me, but I will make that clear in that video. And in the last part, or which I now consider the last part, who knows how it will change in the process, but in the fourth part, I want to show you how to spot biases in other people, just as a viewer of content, as a consumer, and also to how to question yourself as a content creator, or even just if you go and explain to a friend, hey, did you hear what happened? Or a family member, how to spot your own biases when just giving out information. I will close off this video now. I think it will be long enough, but it's an important video to me. As I said, don't want to exclude myself from all of these topics with being biased and didn't question enough, and critical thinking needs to get better. I include myself into this. I don't want to sit here and say, look what they did and what she did and what she did. That's not at all the point of this video, of this series. I just want to use that because I think we all failed in what we claim and call out other people, and we don't apply to ourselves. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I will see you in the next video. If I am fit enough, I will upload a video on Sunday, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're interested in this series, because bias is very important, especially in YouTube. I will see you on Sunday. Bye!